Please use YouTube subtitle translation. John chapter 2. On the third day, there was a wedding in a place called Cana in Galilee. Jesus' mother was there. Jesus and his friends, the disciples, were also invited to the wedding. When they ran out of wine, Jesus' mother told him, "There's no more wine left." Jesus replied, "Why are you telling me this, mother? It's not the right time yet." But his mother told the servants, "Do whatever he tells you to do." There were 6 big stone jars nearby, which the Jews used for their special washing rituals. Each could hold about 75 to 115 liters of water. Jesus told the servants, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them up to the top. Then he told them, "Now take some of it and give it to the person in charge of the party." They did as he said. And the person in charge tasted the water that had turned into wine. He didn't know where it came from, but the servants who had taken the water knew. He called the bridegroom aside and said, "Usually, people serve the best wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had a lot to drink. But you've kept the best wine until now." This was the first miracle Jesus did in Cana in Galilee. He showed his power, and his disciples believed in him. After this, Jesus, his mother, his brothers, and his disciples went down to a place called Capernaum and stayed there for a few days. When it was almost time for the Jewish holiday called Passover, Jesus went to Jerusalem. In the temple, he found people selling cattle, sheep, and doves, and others sitting at tables exchanging money. He made a whip out of cords and drove all the animals out of the temple. He scattered the coins of the money changers and flipped over their tables. 216 to those who were selling doves, he said, "Get these out of here. How dare you turn my Father's house into a market?" His disciples remembered a line from the Scriptures, "Passion for your house will consume me." Then the Jewish leaders asked him, "What miracle can you show us to prove you have the authority to do this?" Jesus answered them, "Destroy this temple, and I will raise it again in 3 days." The Jews said, "It took 46 years to build this temple, and you're going to raise it in 3 days?" But the temple he was talking about was his own body. After he was raised from the dead, his disciples remembered what he had said. Then they believed the Scriptures and the words that Jesus had spoken. While he was in Jerusalem for the Passover feast, many people saw the miracles he was doing and believed in him. But Jesus didn't trust them because he knew all people. He didn't need anyone to tell him about people because he knew what was in a person.